How many of you have ever trusted someone and regretted it? hmm Maybe it was a friend who borrowed money and suddenly developed selective amnesia when it was time to repay. Or maybe it was a boss who promised opportunities but delivered only extra stress. Trust, as we all know, is fragile. In 2019, Indonesia experienced a major trust crisis with the Jakarta elevated toll road corruption scandal. Billions of rupiah, money meant for the public, disappeared into private hands. Meanwhile, roads stayed unfinished, traffic jams got worse, and the public was left wondering, can we trust anyone in charge anymore? Corruption scandals like this don't just cost money, they cost trust. And without trust, leadership collapses. But here's the good news. Trust, once broken, can be rebuilt. And today, I want to show you how ethical leadership, the kind that prioritizes integrity, transparency, and accountability, can rebuild trust, foster collaboration, and transform not just organizations, but entire nations. Trust is the foundation of every meaningful relationship, whether between a leader and their team or a government and its citizens. When trust is lost, the impact is devastating. Take Indonesia, for example. In 2021, our country ranked 96th on the Corruption Perception Index. This isn't just a number, it reflects the frustration of millions of Indonesians, frustration with failed public services, stalled projects, and leaders who seem to prioritize their interests over ours. But trust is more than a lofty concept. It's the engine of process. Businesses grow when customers trust them, nations thrive when citizens believe in their leaders, and teams excel when they know their leaders has their back. But here's the thing about trust. It doesn't come free, it has to be earned. And ethical leadership is how we earn it. Let me tell you about someone who understood this. Basuki Cahayapurnama, or Ahok. When Ahok served as governor of Jakarta, he tackled some of the city's toughest challenges: systemic corruption, inefficient budgets, and of course, Jakarta's infamous traffic jams. Now, let me clarify, he didn't solve Jakarta's traffic jams. Even a superhero would struggle with that. But what he did do was introduce transparency and accountability. Ahok implemented an open bidding system for public projects, cutting out shady middlemen and saving billions of rupiah. He also made the city's budget publicly available online, so anyone could see exactly how their tax money was being spent. Of course, Ahok wasn't without controversy, but his commitment to ethical governance proved that leadership grounded in integrity can inspire trust and drive real change. And isn't that what we all want from our leaders? So, how do we rebuild trust in leadership? It all comes down to what I call the trust triangle: competence, character, and connection. These three pillars are the foundation of trust. Competence, this is about delivering results. You can't lead if people don't believe if you're capable. Character, this is about integrity, doing the right thing even when it's hard or even when no one's seeing. Connection is about empathy, understanding and valuing the people you lead. Let's be honest. People don't just want leaders who are smart, they want leaders who care. Because you can forgive a mistake, but you can't forgive being ignored. Now, let's talk about something most leaders avoid: vulnerability. Many leaders think they have to be invincible. That's such a lie, because let me tell you a secret: vulnerability is a superpower. When a leader admits their mistakes or says, "I don't have all the answers," something magical happens. They become a human, and humans trust humans, not robots or superheroes. Not a long time ago, a team I was working with faced a crisis. I led a project with a tight schedule. A decision I made intended to save time actually delayed the project. I could have blamed the situation or someone else, but I didn't. I stood up in front of my team, owned the mistake, and asked for their help to fix it. To my surprise, they didn't lose respect for me. If anything, they worked harder because they knew I trusted them too. Vulnerability doesn't weaken leaders, it strengthens their connection with others. And let's face it, we all make mistakes. Except maybe moms. They're always right. And they will remind you of that every chance they get. Now, let's bring this closer to home. You don't have to be a governor or a CEO to lead ethically. Ethical leadership starts with a small, everyday actions, aligning what you do with what you value. Here are 3 steps you can take to build your ethical leadership legacy. 1. Pause before you act. Ask yourself, does this align with my values? 2. Be transparent. Share the reasoning behind your decision, even when it's uncomfortable. 3. Foster accountability. Surround yourself with people who will challenge you to stay true to your principles. And yes, that includes your mom. Because if you think you can get away with something, moms will always catch you. Leadership isn't about titles or authority, it's about service. And the greatest service a leader can provide is trust. Trust built on competence, character, and connection. We've seen what happens when trust is betrayed, but we've also seen the transformative power of ethical leadership. Leaders like Ahok remind us that integrity isn't just a value, it's a choice we can all make. So, I'll leave you with this. In a world desperate for trustworthy leaders, what kind of leader will you choose to be? Because trust doesn't just rebuild organizations or nations, it rebuilds hope. My name is Adzlina. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.